Welcome, everybody. We're in week 4 already. It's going really quick, and I'm outside, so if you see me waving around, there's a fly out here that I've not been able to help move on. So, this week, we're going to shift a little bit and look at disasters. Last week, we talked about threats versus hazards, and I'll be honest with you, out of all the classes I have taught, this class has been the most in-depth and detailed with the responses in that discussion question. So you guys should give yourselves a pat on the back, a kudos, however you congratulate yourselves. I don't say that very often, but I'll be honest with you, this class has done excellent in that. As a matter of fact, there's some of them, some of you, the responses I've kind of made notes of because I want to be able to use those in future classes as an example. So great work, everybody, and I appreciate what you've done. So this week, we're going, like I said, we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk about outside agencies. As you probably know, many of you kind of work in this field already, that there's a number of federal, state, local agencies, but there's also other agencies. Red Cross, I almost said FEMA, and I'm like, my brain kind of had a moment there. But Red Cross is one of those agencies that I think of. United Way is another one that you often see supporting disaster recovery efforts. I remember I was late elementary, early middle school, and my aunt and uncle lived in a community down by a river that flooded. And we went over after the flood had receded to help them clean up. And I'll be honest with you, it was that you don't think about the damage that floods can cause typically, but I remember we were cleaning up, and my aunt reached up because the water had got high enough that it was covering the shelf in the closet, so she was getting stuff down, and she pulled something, and this big sheet of mud kind of just came down and coated the front of her shirt. So she had to change, and of course they brought all their clothes because they had to leave rather promptly, but so as they were part of the cleanup and stuff, they brought all their clothes to my grandparents' house, and there were just piles on the garage floor. My grandparents had their washer and dryer out in their garage, and so they'd put a load in the washer, and they'd kind of do some hand cleaning and stuff, and so it was just a mess. But my point is that while we were working, the Red Cross came through and fed folks. They had food, so anybody that was helping with recovery operations could get lunch. So, and I was really, typical teenage boy. I was starving most of the time anyway, but I was just really shocked that I could go out to this vehicle and they were like, "Here you go," and they fed us lunch. We were only over there one day, so I don't know how long that continued, but it was quite interesting to see. So, like I said, there's a number of other organizations that do that as well. So focus on those in your discussion question. Your mastery level your assignment is kind of a mastery level, if you will. So we're going to talk about the whole community approach to disaster response by looking at a disaster in the last 10 years. No shortage of those. So I'll be interested to see what your assessments are on those, and you can see what's required and things of that nature. But if you have questions on it, please reach out. I'm always happy to visit. But you guys have been an awesome class, very knowledgeable. Even those folks that are not working in the field are very knowledgeable, it seems. So great work there. With that in mind, I'm going to close out for now. I will see you in the class, in the discussions and such. And have a great week, everyone.